While our daily lives are quickly changing, from school closures to working from home, many Americans are having to adjust their day-to-day routines. Dr. Frank Farley is a psychologist and professor of psychological studies at Temple University. He joins us now to talk about some ways to cope with the anxiety we may be feeling. Dr. Farley, with students out of school these next few weeks, regular schedules are being changed and interrupted. How important is it to establish a new routine?
Well, obviously, you're going to have to establish a new routine. You have no options, and it is very important. There are several things to keep in mind. You know, the kids will be at home. That could be a real problem for, let's say, a single-parent family, and the one parent is still working out of the home, away from home. So that's going to be very difficult to navigate. You want to. The kids are going to have to keep the important routines like their health routines, their eating, their sleeping, and so on. You've got to keep those regular and healthy. But they're going to be at home most of the time, and so you're going to have to come up with some things that are different, some variety, to keep them interested, to keep them active. So it's going to be very challenging.
So, Dr. Farley, for kids who are having trouble understanding what's happening and why it's happening, how should adults address these worries and fears?
Well, number one is be calm, be reassuring, be available to talk with him about these matters. It's important to know what the school told them. Mm-hmm. You know, if the school closed, you should know what the school told them so that you don't contradict what the school said. But for the very youngest kids, you know, I would keep, you know, the media coverage of this away from them. They don't need to know all of the gory details, if you will, about this. For the older kids, middle school, maybe teens and tweens, you could get into discussions about this phenomenon. But, you know, for all of them, you can talk about the fact that, you know, around the world people are getting sick, some people, due to being close together, physically close together. And so it's important to control that, to not have large groups, and that's why the school is closing, basically. And describe that, you know, this will take care of it, them staying at home for a while, so they'll be okay.
We're all told right now to practice social distancing. For those feeling isolated or lonely, do you have any suggestions?
Well, that's a difficult one. If, you know, they're very sociable kids, let's say, extroverted, sociable, outgoing kind of kids, it's going to be pretty difficult. However, there is social media. Kids, you know, most school kids are active in that way, in one way or another, and so they can stay in touch with their friends. The telephone still is good, talking to, you know, to their friends by phone or by social media, by using devices.
Well, Dr. Farley, we appreciate you joining us this morning. Stay healthy yourself. Dr. Farley, again, is with Temple University.